Hello friends, in the previous lectures we have discussed about the various programming language which are used all over the world for programming a PLC, and we have also discussed that ladder diagram is the most commonly used programming language for programming a PLC. Now in this session we will focus on the ladder diagram. Ladder diagram is a graphical depiction of the process with rungs of logic similar to the relay ladder logic schemes that were replaced by PLC. Now what does it mean? So in the earlier days, in 1940s, 50s up to 60s, what happened? If I want to implement the automation process in the industry, I have to use a n number of relay. There will be thousands of relays over there. In the earlier days, they are going to use the vacuum tubes for this purpose, then relays are used. Okay, so these relays are also used for building the logic, but there are certain constraints that we cannot implement all the logic by using relays. And again, if there is certain problems, then it is quite difficult to resolve that problem because thousands of relays and the panels are going to be wired, and you need to identify a particular relay, and then you have to just trace the wiring, and it is quite troublesome process. And if your system is going to be changed or modified, your production line is modified or something is going to be change happens, then you need to reconnect all the relays to come make the logic, and that requires the time of maybe years, months or years or something, and it is quite expensive task. So the industry persons are thinking to find out the simple way to achieve this, so they will come with the solutions of the programmable logic. Now in programmable logic, only input devices and output devices are going to be energized or controlled with the help of your relays and all this thing. We are going to use the sensor for this one, and we are going to use the contactors or say anything power control devices for energizing the output. But whatever the logic is there, the logic is not hardware logic. As the name indicate, its logic is programmable logic. Now how to use a programmable logic? So for that purpose, what you are going to use? We are going to use the virtual contacts. We are going to use the imaginary contacts by which I am going to energize or de-energize the I will build a logic for energizing or de-energizing the output devices. Now, how this programmable logic will work? So this programmable logic will work with the help of your input sensors. We are going to use certain input sensors. Those input sensor will activate or deactivate certain thing, and based on based on the uh, status of your input devices or input sensor, your logic will work. Now what is meant by logic? Logic is nothing but the way of thinking or the way by which you want to perform the actions to be done. Okay, say I want that if my output device will work when all the switches are on. So in that case I have to go for serial connections, or that is called as AND logic. Okay, what is the AND logic? In the previous lecture we have discussed about the logic gates. So AND logic gives me output only when all inputs are high. Okay, so that is a programmable logic. When you are going to use the AND gate logic in your PLC programming, then it is called as the programmable logic. If you want that your device will operate when any one switch is pressed, then you have to go for OR logic. Okay, so and if you want to energize the device when the switch is off, so it is quite difficult if you are going to implement by using the relay logic. But in this case it can be possible, easily possible, by using its auxiliary contacts. Okay, so when switch is off you can just on the device. So for that purpose what we are going to do, we are going to use the sensor, then sensor is going to energize the memory output, then we are going to use the memory batch over here, and with the memory batch virtual symbol we are going to use the activate or deactivate your actual output. Okay, so this is going to be happen in this case. Now ladder diagram language is most commonly used PLC language and is designed to mimic relay logic. The relay ladder diagram the ladder diagram is popular for those who prefer to define control action in terms of relay contact and coil, and other function as a block illustration. Okay, so what The ladder diagram is popular to those who prefer to define control action in terms of relay contact. As a engineer and basically a electrical, electronics or mechanical engineer, what happened? You are familiar with these terms: relay contact, coils, and other functional block diagram, that is timer, counter, and other thing. So you can easily write the program by using this diagram. The ladder diagram language is basically a symbolic set of instruction. What is this? This ladder diagram uses the symbolic set. Okay, there are certain instructions which are represented in terms of symbols used to create the controller program. The ladder instruction symbols are arranged to obtain the desired control logic that can be entered into the memory of the PLC. So what we are going to do here, we are going to use the ladder instruction symbols and we are going to arrange them in such a manner that they will give you certain meaningful output, or it has certain meaning, okay, to obtain the desired control logic function that is to be entered into the memory of the PLC. Now this is my hardware logic circuit, relay control circuit, and this is the programmable circuit, okay, that is called as the ladder program. What is the basic difference between these two? So here I am going to use the actual devices, my push button, my limit switch, okay, and in case of PLC I am going to use its contact. Is it clear? So here it is the symbol for push button, that is it is the NO type push button or it is the on push button. Okay, so it is my on push button. Push buttons comes in two types, okay, that is push button. This is on push button, means it is going to be pressed, then it is going to be on. Second push button is off push button. When you are going to just press it, at that time it is going to disconnect the circuit. Okay, so it is my on push button over here. This is the control relay contact. Okay, this is my limit switch. Now we are going to use the limit switch. The limit switch can be used if you want to operate the machine by its own because of its mechanical movement without any human intervention. When the machine is moving to certain location, then at the final position where you want to stop it, we are going to place a limit switch. So when the part will move, at that time the limit switch contact is going to be pressed, okay, and that causes the limits disconnection of the circuit or connection of the circuit of the limit switch, okay, and your device may be energized or de-energized. Now here in hardware logic, this is my phase, this is my neutral, okay, or this is my positive and this is my negative contact, and this is your say phase wire which is coming from your phase terminal to push button first terminal, then push button second terminal to control relays contact, then from this control relay second contact, then to the solenoid coil, and from solenoid coil second terminal to the negative of the supply. So what happened, it will complete the circuit. Now here there are two methods, either it is going to be operated manually by pressing the push button or it is going to be operated automatically by the help of limit switch. So in some cases what I have done, I have placed the limit switch parallel to this one. So this is your OR logic, okay, so this is my OR logic, or whether my system solenoid will get energized after pressing the push button or it may get energized after closing of this limit switch. Now I want to implement the same logic into the PLC. So what are you going to do? So in PLC these are called as power rail, okay, so these vertical lines are called as power rail and horizontal line is called as the rung. Is it clear? Horizontal vertical lines are power rail and horizontal lines are rungs. So in this vertical line, this is my positive vertical line and this is my negative vertical line. So each rung must be connected from positive to the negative, then only the system will work. You are not supposed to just just place one circuit, and each rung must have one input and one output, minimum one input and one output coil, okay. So if you are going to place only one input device over there in the rung, then that will result into the short circuit. So what are the things you need to remember over there? That each rung must have one input, at least one input, and at least one output. Okay, that may be timer, that may be anything, relay coil, that may be anything, but it must have the output, at least one output element. If you are going to place only one input element, then that result into the short circuit. Okay, now here it is, instead of using the devices symbol, I am going to use the contact symbol over here. So this is NO contact symbol. This is also NO contact. What does it means? Normally open. When the person is going to press the button, at that time it is going to be closed, and it will allows the current to flow from this one to this point. Then when it is closed, at that time the current will flow to this one, and it is normally closed type. Okay, it is normally closed type means what? It is going to be operated when the person is going to press it. It will disconnect the circuit. So as it is normally closed type, so my current will, when PB1 is active, CR1 is active, the current will reach to the solenoid and solenoid get energized. Okay. Second option is that I have a limit switch contact also. So when the limit switch is going to be energized or activated, at that time, my current will flow from the alternate path. Okay, and energizes the solenoid valve. So this is the basic program of your ladder language, in which we simply use the NO contact and one push button, one control relay contact. This is for safety purpose might be, and this is the solenoid valve, and we are energized by using the limit switch also, and we have discussed about the OR logic over here. So either the solenoid will get energized with the push button, or it may be energized with the help of limit switch also. Okay, so in the next lecture we will discuss details about the PLC.